When you have installed the VILPE Sense Leak Detector and your sensors are collecting data, this is the view you will see when you log into our cloud service. This view presents the humidity map displaying the sensor locations on your site. You can have several sites attached to your account. The color blue represents humidity, with darker shades indicating higher humidity levels detected by the sensors. Here you can adjust the sensitivity of how the current humidity situation is displayed. To access more specific data, navigate to the sensor view. Within this circle you see the average relative humidity, average absolute humidity, and average temperature of all the sensors on the roof. Here you'll find a list of all the sensors along with their individual names. It displays the relative humidity, absolute humidity, temperature, and the time of the last measurement for each sensor. A red triangle indicates that an alert level you have set has been exceeded. A green symbol means that everything is within the acceptable range. And a gray symbol indicates that the sensor is offline or that new measurements have not been received within 24 hours. If multiple sensors frequently trigger alert notifications, it could suggest that either the roof is too moist or your alarm limit is set too low. You can set and adjust the alert limits in this view. There are 3 different alert limits: temperature, relative humidity, and deviation from the average relative humidity. We suggest that you start off with setting an alert limit for deviations from the average relative humidity, and add 1 or 2 of the others if needed. You do this by adjusting the required deviation percentage. When 1 or more of the sensors deviate by more than, for example, 40 percentage points from the average measurements of the roof, the alarm will be triggered and send you an email notification. The appropriate alarm limit for your site depends on the specific roof and climate. A deviation setting of 40 percentage points is recommended to start with. However, for certain roofs, it may be necessary to adjust the alarm sensitivity. Pay attention to the average relative humidity value for the entire roof. If it's exceptionally high, you should inspect the entire roof. In this case, it can be useful to also set an alarm limit for the relative humidity. This means that when any one of the sensors cross the limit threshold, you will get a notification. Since humidity can temporarily be high, we suggest that you choose a quite high alarm limit for this one, as to not get too many unnecessary notifications. 98% can be a good place to start. You can lower it after you have followed up on the measurements for some time. This alarm limit can function as a safety alarm limit to the primary alarm limit, the deviation from the average relative humidity. Since the first alarm limit is set at a specific deviation from the average relative humidity across the entire roof, high humidity across the entire roof will not activate the alerts. This is because in that case there is no deviation from the average relative humidity. In this case, the second alarm limit, the one for relative humidity for each sensor, would still go off. If you want to track the temperature in the roof structure, that's also possible with this alarm limit. If the roof became wet during the construction stage, the humidity level inside the roof structure will be higher, even now after the completion of the roof. In such cases, it's important to ensure adequate ventilation of the roof structure. If the absolute humidity is the same as or lower than the outdoor absolute humidity, it's generally considered acceptable. Relative humidity varies with the seasons, so during drier seasons, the relative humidity will be lower compared to wet seasons like autumn. When you're logged into the VILPE Sense cloud service, you can download data from the last 365 days. You find that option in this menu. Let's revolutionize the way you protect your roof. Contact us if you need any help with your VILPE Sense account. VILPE, your partner in building a smarter roof.